that have made their way
Just a
over
reminder,
to Boston
right
Boxing
where I'm
Promotions.
pointing, there is cold beer, soda, water, and a pizza on sale. Make sure you visit the concession stand here tonight. Don't go home hungry or thirsty. This next fight is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my left, wearing red trunks with black trim. He's a Boston Boxing Promotions fan favorite who will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. He comes to us from Auburn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome back to my friend, Gregory. And his opponent, standing directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my right, wearing black trunks with white lettering. Tonight, he makes his professional debut. Originally from Ukraine, but now making his home in Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Tigran Simonian! 4-round super welterweights.
Tigran Simonian, fighting out of Los Angeles, as you heard, originally from Ukraine. They will fight 4 rounds at 154 pounds. Here we go, Gregory versus Simonian. Gregory by far has the height and reach advantage. As we mentioned throughout the night, you got to be careful when you're fighting an opponent shorter than you. They just launch straight up at you and have that much more power behind it. Gregory was into the corner of James Lawson earlier in the evening. Simonian, 32 years old, stands at 5'5". Gregory has mentioned 39, a little slip there, no knockdown, immediately ruled by the third man in the ring. Simonian, understanding the height disadvantage, moves in close. Halfway through the first round. Big shot landed by Simonian. Big body shot landed by Tigran, catching the right rib cage of Gregory, who is laboring now. And Simonian just goes right back to work on that right rib cage. Simonian tapping the head of Gregory. Another big shot to the ribs. Simonian doing an excellent job of measuring the distance, as there's about 10 seconds left in the first. The last combo looked like it hurt Jay Gregory just a little bit. The first round has come to an end, and no surprises here. It was Tigran Simonian with the more impressive rounds. Didn't really get touched by Jay Gregory, despite the massive height and reach disadvantage.
There's few people that go in there with a height and reach advantage against Jay Gregory. He's very tall and long for the weight he fights at.
Six foot, 154 pounds. At one point, not so recently, I was 5'6" and 154 pounds. And I was not in as good of a shape as Jay Gregory is in.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that he makes 154 consistently at, he's got to be 6'1", I'd have to guess at least.
Especially in New York, you got all the bodega sandwiches tempting you every day.
Yeah.
Very impressive that he comes in.
No shortage of good food.
At 154 time and time again. Simonian's been working mostly that right side rib cage of Gregory. That's been where he's landed the impact shot so far.
Good left hook as he backed up there, landed flush.
Gregory covering up big time. Gregory might be hurt.
And that, wow.
Did he
just wave it off?
He just waved it off.
And if you've seen a Jay Gregory fight, that's how Gregory fights. He spends a lot of stretches turtled up and taking punches, but then he comes back and throws some. I wish you let that go a little longer, because if you know Jay Gregory,
our game notes from Boxer at Gray said he loves to sit on the ropes, cover up, and look for the big counter. Always dangerous, even if you think he's...
I watched Kenny Larson probably land 60 unanswered punches before a referee decided he'd seen enough. So, but regardless, his opponent came in, he did his job, he didn't stop the fight, but, he made sure that he gave the ref no choice, and Simonian walks away with a victory.
Another Anatoly Duchenko protege who has been successful here on a Boston Boxing Promotions card. So just like that, we're on to the co-main event.
It's the one thing, upon other things, you got to always give Peter is you're never waiting around for the next fight to start, Guys fight, they get their hand raised, they get their pictures, and then the next guy's music's hitting.
They're already in the ring.
Always keeps people engaged.
We will hit the last Knuckleheads boxer on the card. Mario Christopher Ramirez will come out to fight David Rodriguez at super welterweight.
Right. Full disclosure, Chris is a friend of mine. We've sparred out on the West Coast when I visited Knuckleheads. It wasn't until we got in the ring and did some rounds where I truly realized how damn tall and long this kid is.
I was about to say,
and I had no idea how he ever made 147 consistently. But
you're going to be giving up about 8 inches in that matchup.
Right. Yeah. But I was talking to Chris last night, and he talked about how hard he went. Cody Kabowski's another Boston boxing favorite, and he said, he really pushed himself against Cody. He made himself come forward, empty that gas tank, finished on a high note, going with, Shark Tank rounds with a few fresh guys after another when he doesn't jump out of the ring. So I know Chris Ramirez is confident in the gas tank he brings in there if, you know, David Rodriguez is looking to push this to the distance.
1 minute, 5 seconds of round number 2. Your winner via TKO, making a successful pro debut, Tigran Simonian.
There it is, the winning announcement in this pro debut for Tigran Simonian. But this knucklehead era of Boston boxing promotions goes all the way back to guys like David Tubbs, who came in at 38, 39 years old, made his pro debut. Very successful at heavyweight here on the regional
A
scene.
monster of a man getting in there.
And you just knew anytime he stepped in the ring,